Take your dream ride home safely.
Now you go try to scan yours and see that go.
Auto transport.
Hey, they got fuck my weight right now. Hey,
Well, that's all going over there. I want to see
This is beautiful in here, this little lounge room.
One of the significant factors about this car, it's a race car and it raced for so long, and yet it never was told. Now, it never sustained serious damage during all those years.
Amazing. '63 Shelby 289. Early production 289 Cobra. It's undergone an extensive restoration. It's a concourse car. Gold Concourse Winners GT350. And a numbers matching 289 Cobra Roadster. This one is a 64. Pre-sale area. These are all going to be running today, some of these cars. Hundreds of cars are going through today. I have a run list over here. It's a few pages long. It's cool. It's a 49 Jeepster. Actually got one of these I'm selling back home for somebody. Pretty cool cars. We'll start up that truck over there. Look at those wheels. 83 LeBaron convertible. It's cool, 300Z. Let's see, a nice car. Sometimes you could score a deal on these vets. Not particularly desirable. 88 6-speed. That doesn't sound right. 528 produced yellow Tremec 6-speed manual. I don't think this is a factory stick car. It's odd. Somebody's gone through this. Not original upholstery. Nice car, but no reserve. We'll see. Maybe I'll keep my eye on this guy. Well, I just opened up the hood. I think this car might be more of a driver than a show car by the looks of this. Oh my God. Nice car, but you're not really much of a show car anymore. Let's crack up the fiberglass. Paint's got a lot of orange peel in it. It's a little dull and chipped up. Jesus. Sweet. Imperial. So an oddity about this Imperial, open up the hood, no air conditioning. I looked inside the car. This is not a factory air car. This car did not come with air conditioning. The Imperial is typically a pretty high-line car, so to have one without AC is a little odd. Lower that back down. All right, well, maybe we'll see this one up on the block. It's a nice car. M89 is the run number. It's a Crown Coupe. It's like a 66. Let's see. It's hard to see with the reflection. 66 Imperial Crown hardtop. All right. Oh, this is beautiful. This is very nice. It's in good shape by the looks of it. A little bit of distressing on the roof, not much though. I've been repainted once, got a couple of old fade spots, older shot. These are very cool cars. Running no reserve too. This might, we'll see what this does. This might be interesting. Stick around, see where the numbers are at for these. I dig it. It's like a 68 Plymouth Satellite. Somebody cloned up as a cop car. Got 4 mismatched hubcaps. Paint's pretty shot. It's a 383. Definitely not a real cop car. Appears to have been factory green. Somebody just built it up to have fun with it. Got the antennas on the back. Got a light bar. Old federal signal on there. Oh, a Bondo in it, but it's not a terrible car. See in the back. It's got no brakes. Radar. That's cool. It's a neat piece. See what it does. This is cool. 1979 300, and I have one of these. For the hood, you can check by the fender tag here, which I just looked. It is a real E58 HP 360. That's the police package drivetrain, 9 1/4 sure grip rear. Car looks to have pretty low miles on it. Red leather's in very good shape. got a CB radio in it, which is pretty cool. Console car, 45,000 miles. I wish you could smell the leather. I mean, it is amazing in this car. And this is a factory T-roof car. They did not make too many of those. That is rare. It'll be neat to see what this car sells for. You see the red, white, and blue stripes. It was part of the car's theme for the 79 Chrysler 300. Etched 300 window. Spinnaker white was the color. EW, I think 1 or 11. We have a red, white, and blue pinstriping all over the car. CB antenna. Looks to be a Survivor, original paint car. I hope for the best for this. I hope it does great money.
He was so afraid of his time, everything he did. He was so authentic.
In 1970, they filmed the 24 Hours Le Mans.
And I know that a lot of people have tried to make motor racing films, and they're very difficult to make.
The script wasn't quite there. Organizing these drivers and keeping these cars running, but the footage is incredible. The racing footage is incredible.
The pay was pretty good, you know, the daily pay, and everybody else was doing it. And so you might as well be there, but it was boring because you'd sit, you get there at 8 in the morning, you'd wait all day until the light was right. You know, the sun was in the right place. And of course, because it rained in the race, they had to wet the roads with water trucks. So these water trucks are going over damn other things. It must have driven Steve absolutely crazy.
When you see what my grandfather went through to get that film, that project made, there was no stunt drivers, there was no CGI. It was all filmed at speeds with him in the car and the real professional racers. It was so authentic.
The whole movie is in the car. You know, if you like the movie, when you see this thing in person, it's like you're in the movie. And that's exciting. To me, the reason you get into cars is to get excited.
022 then had an interesting racing career in 1971 with Billy Cowston and Reinhold Yost.
They proceeded to race it in the same series, Championship of Makes, we call it, the long distance racing. And they raced it in the 1971 season. They raced this car as far away as Argentina and Buenos Aires. They raced it at the 1,000 kilometers of the Nürburgring in 1971. They won their category at that race. What happened after that was rather interesting. They had it at a shop in Germany. Then it wound up being bought by Brian Redman, who himself had raced during the era of these cars.
I was friendly with a remarkable character called Vashek Pola, who became the first all Porsche dealer in America. And he had two 917s. There's another guy in Palm Springs, Jerry Enton. He'd been a racer, he raced Can-Am cars. And I told Jerry that I'd already heard of a 917 for sale to let me know. So he rang me one day, a couple of years later. He says, Vashek's been to Munich and he's made a very low bid on a 917. Go over there and get it. And shot off with my Land Rover and open trailer to get it. I paid about $18,000 for it.
His wife wanted to buy a house, so they sold this car, I think, for $49,000 to Richard Atwood.
And Richard Atwood is most famous for winning the 1970 24 Hours Le Mans in a night.
Years. In the year 2000, Dick Atwood decided to sell the car. He shipped it to the USA. I said to Jerry, hey, this 917 that belonged to Steve McQueen, it's going to Monterey. They're going to be selling it. I think it's a car that you should consider.
So with 917-022 making its way to the US, how would the stars align for Jerry Seinfeld to become the next owner? That story next on Mecum Presents Steve McQueen's Porsche 917K.
From full stock to race car, the story of Steve McQueen's
This is a beautiful frame-off rotisserie Continental, 1961. Iron's everything, straight as an arrow down the side of the car. I mean, for crying out loud, they painted, look at the amount of paint work they did to the valve cover. And the valve cover doesn't even have any wrinkles or waves in it. Absolutely amazing car. It'll be interesting to see what this one sells for. Gorgeous. Almost missed this guy over here. This is a Saleen S281. It's a 2006 Mustang that has been gone over through with Saleen. I used to actually have one of these cars. Mine was Vista Blue. This is red fire paint. 4.6 liter. Tremec 6-speed. And a blower. Very, very cool cars. I really liked my S281. It was a very good car. You could actually buy these with a glass roof. They actually had a glass roof for these. Here's the interior. Now, I think you could have gotten 3 gauges with them. This one's only got 2 for some reason on the dash up top. Got your own type, got your own special Saleen seats. Couple little emblems here and there, but most of the work was under the hood. And because I had one of these, I can tell you that the exhaust pipes right there, it actually has turn downs located over here and here that drop out under the bumper, and then when you stomp on it, it opens up some flapper valves, and then it'll blow out through the center pipes. Gets real loud, sounds real good at speed. And the Saleen treatment also gave these cars a sunken tail light look by adding some quarter extensions, the extended trunk lid, deck spoiler, and the Saleen bumper treatment. Beautiful. Some GTO convertibles. Yeah, just casually over here, just another 67 Shelby. This is one of my favorite cars at the auction, just because I do have a thing for movie cars, and this is a particularly nice movie car. 1967 Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Roadster, also known as the Shaguar, in Austin Powers. This is the real car from the movie. They only had one car for the movie.
Which worked out really well over a long period of time. Instead of charging the money, they redid the car. So it was showed all over the world. Really.
Still has its knockoff wheels. It's a beautiful car. It's in great shape. It'll be interesting to see what this car does on whenever it runs. I'll have to check what day this is going.
I mean, it's funny. It's in the lexicon that a lot of these lines. Thank you, Mike Myers, for making that. The Jaguar is a 1967 Jaguar XKE. It was really chosen by Mike Myers. He had a Corgi model as a kid, and there was never any question it was going to be a Jaguar XKE. This was the first, and this has always been Austin's car in all 3 films. There will be 2 letters of authenticity for the car. It's never been reproduced properly. People try to reproduce it and sell it. It's never been done right. So I'm happy it is the only car. It has movement to it, and then you add the flag to it. It's got real wire knockoffs on it. I mean, it's very sexy. Extremely unique, and if they are an Austin Powers fan,
This is a beautiful Chevy Bel Air.
This 1957 Chevrolet Nomad is very, very special because it made it a show car.
It is the show car that was built in 1956 to show what the 57 Chevy Nomad would look like. It also has the #2 fuel injection unit ever produced.
Fuel injection was just starting out, and it really wasn't worked out yet. They couldn't get the engine to run properly with the fuel injection, so they took a race car engine, they put it in the car, and then put the fuel injection system on.
This car has one of the Corvette race team motors, because the only cars that had fuel injection at that point were race cars. The #1 unit is on the Super Sport Corvette, which is in the show train with this car at New York Auto Show, Detroit Auto Show, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And I was able to get pictures of all the auto shows, and it shows the Nomad with the Super Sport Corvette.
Try 5 Chevys, and they made Nomads 55, 6, and 7. The 55 and 6s were more of a boxy looking car, but then came the 57 model with the fins on the back and all this gold and chrome everywhere, very sleek looking. There were so many different things in 1957, and this car really exemplifies all those changes they were making.
So I was looking for a classic car. I found it in a local 4-page newspaper in Alabama. It had 106,000 miles on it, but it still had the original plastic on the seats from the factory, which is just unheard of. Everything was there, complete car, but just tired. You know, it needed to be restored. The California black plates came with the car, but I didn't know if they were original to the car. I found in the front seat, in the frame, negatives, big square 16mm negatives, and I had them developed and the black plates are on it. And the black plate was from 1972, so I knew it was original black plate.
Everybody wants a California black plate car. California black plate car just adds checks one more box.
I am the second owner, so that's an incredibly rare thing to have with a 57 Chevy.
Into the garage that don't have the opportunities outside of it.
So her 15-year-old brother, Graham.
This car had a very small little cameo. A show called the Mod Squad. Old 70s TV show. Never seen it, never heard of it. But it's neat. Car's a nice driver. 446 pack auto on the floor. Limelight green drop top. Looks like it might be the original upholstery. Nice driver. It's a good car. Oh, look at that. Another Cobra. Who would have thought? And a beautiful 71 Roadrunner. Charger. GDX. And another Charger. Looks like a 70. Easily notable by the door scoop. The famous Dodge Charger looped bumper. It's like an original 70 Challenger TA and an AAR Cuda. These cars were both part of the Trans Am Racing Series back in the 70s, as well as the Pontiac Trans Am. Nice to see them all together in the building. Very cool.
Say 240-mile-an-hour car is like every other Porsche. It's pretty easy to drive.
Here we have Porsche 917K. They use a short tail as opposed to the long tail. And this particular car in the 022 is bought by Solar Productions for the film Le Mans Scene Queen.
Beautiful 57 Chevy. That's probably a very low mile Mustang. Another Cadillac, I think that's a 66. Very nice rag top. Convertible Fox, beautiful car. Nice black Trans Am. '70 RT Challenger, convertible. Don't know if that's real or not. Might be a clone, maybe not. And it just goes on and on and on. Several tents going down this way. Place is massive. Whole row of CADs. Nice.
This row all the way down, the linen collection, is where they start
These are still nice cars, though. They really are just the, they're not much. I wouldn't call it much of a road runner compared to what the car used to be back in the early 70s, but they were still cool, and Chrysler was doing what they could for the time being. This is a 1976 Volare Roadrunner. They have a pretty good cult following. They're neat little cars. Estimated to do 25 to 35. We'll see about that. Part of the Schroeder family collection with 29,000 original miles. Factory CNC roof car. Running no reserve this Wednesday. Seats are obviously reupholstered. A couple of things are dolled up in here. Mostly stock. We shall see what you do. 91 original mile Chevy Camaro, Indianapolis 500 pace car. What's very cool about these cars and unique are the interiors. I absolutely adore these seats. I think these are very underrated and undervalued Camaros. It'd be nice if it was a stick shift, but you get what you get. Paint job's very 90s. I love it. Making our way through the building. We got some more Corvettes, some Chevy products. 62 Fuelie car. Untouched and original. Very cool. Fuelie Corvettes are factory fuel injected. What makes them so rare, they didn't make a ton of them, and people ripped them off and put carburetors on them. So if you still have a factory Fuelie car and it's working, that is a rare find. 20,000 mile Chevy Camaro, rotisserie Camaro, Chevy Nova. You get jaded when you start looking at all of them all day. SRT Demon. Copo Camaro. These came with a serial number, did not have a conventional VIN number. These are not street legal cars. You bought them as a race car. '04 is Vet Z06. 1,400 original miles. Another anniversary Camaro hiding back there. Cadillac Alante. Collector's Edition Vet. Indianapolis pace car. And the rarest ZR1 of all. 89 ZR1 pilot car. Looks like the... got the hopped up motor in it. Probably as good of an engine as you were going to get at the time for one of these. Not as far as reliability, but horsepower. It was either an LT4 or an LT5. It's a nice car. 6-speed, a must-have for the Corvette. It's a very nice Dodge Custom Royal. With the lack of parts availability for some of these 50s and 60s cars, especially the Dodges, anytime you see one in this good and clean a shape, you have to appreciate it. We got an LS motor in there. Cool, let's see what this does. It's a neat car. A little overdone if you ask me, but I think somebody will still like it. Brand new 1984 Corvette, 106 miles. Yeah, I don't mean to shit on this guy's car, but this is arguably, in my opinion, the worst Corvette ever made. Probably doesn't have any miles because it didn't run. So in 1984, it had a Crossfire injected motor. It's the only year they had this for the C4. It's an absolutely terrible engine. They make no power, and you either could have this, the automatic 4-speed, or the stick car, which was a 3+4, 4+3 Doug Nash manual transmission. Just absolutely bizarre, weird combination. Interior to me, it was neat, but it wasn't really that special. They're not very fast, they don't run good. They don't make much power. It was the first year for the C4, so they had a lot of development to do, but this is probably, in my opinion, the worst year Corvette in Corvette history. Because despite the fact that the C3s had some really sluggish, slow years, they were at least good looking. You know, the C4 is a pretty good looking car, but it's not as nice looking as a C3, and this is slower and just a mess. So this was it was pioneering the way for a better car, so it does have some significance in history, but I don't like them. Another badass ride. Also on my bucket list, 1974 Di Tommaso Pantera. Let's see, should be a stick car. Yep. Beautiful interior. This had Ford drivetrains. I believe they were 351 Cleveland motors. Yeah, look at that. There it is back there. These are mid-engine cars. Very, very nice, rowdy, fun cars. I'll get mine one day. It'll happen. Susan Anderson collection's got some balls. They're running everything. No reserve. No reserve. Another Eleanor. And there you have it. Licensed certified Eleanor, this vehicle was granted an official license certificate of authenticity. Well, that lady's a bitch. What are you gonna do? good stuff in here. Hemi Cuda with a shaker. A Judge. Beautiful. I like these a lot. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of these someday. This is a early Roadrunner. You could tell because on the earlier Roadrunners, the cartoon was in black and white because they didn't want the car to come off as too childish. So they thought if they left the Roadrunner in black and white on the car instead of colored, it would seem more serious. Well, let's see how well that worked out. Whoever was fighting to keep that lost. 69, 70, 71. There's a nice colorful bird on the back.
I literally saw something August last night.
Automotive history was Lawrence Sorensen, who has written numerous books, and the RVM collection.
Some of you probably don't even know what that is. It's a freaking old gas pump.
It's truly a hot rod. It's got a Cadillac engine in it, and it was built out in the San Francisco Bay Area back in the early days. But Sorensen 1944, that's what that is. A lot of the cars in Richard's collection, they look original from the outside, but they play with the
Love to own one of those. I love Ford GTs.
Not only because of his own pride, and that's just the way he
This looks a little bit more like a gas pump. Still very, very old.
has his cars off.
And when we get to Kissimmee in January, you're going to see people there that
Beautiful.
will be stunned.
This thing's so cool.
Will be standing there almost motionless as they drink in these automobiles, which will take them back to their childhood and maybe when they were first becoming interested in the automobile and hot rod hobby.
To be able to offer and show the world what the golden era of hot rodding was.
Very nice vintage Corvettes. This whole room's filled up with vintage Vets and some Hellcats. I'm a sucker for the C2s. I love C2s. I don't know what the hell that thing is. A split window collection. Beautiful.
She said there's some. I wonder what he got for that. Mike.
What a surprise, another tent full of stuff. What kind of goodies are we going to see in here? It's a real 80s Indy car. That's cool. Hello, Mr. Supra. How pretty. Orange Carrera. That's cool. This is a really, really cool car right here. The original Cannonball movie before the one with Hal Needham and Brock Yates came out. There was another Cannonball movie, and this was one of the hero cars. I've never seen it. Oh, I did see it a long time ago, but this was a hero car from the movie. S231 running next Saturday, 1974 Pontiac Trans Am Super Duty Coupe. Probably a, what do we got in there? It's a 455 Pontiac motor with a stick. Car looks very intact. Definitely had some rough years, but remarkably solid. And as edgy as it is, it'd be a crime to repaint it. Amazing. Whole fleet of Corvettes. There were some customs in here. I think they've been cycling this tent. That stuff's been selling. They've been bringing other things from outside in. Super B. Got a whole little plethora of Mopars over here. Hemi GTX, no reserve. When is this car going? Let's see. Thursday the 16th, no reserve release. J-Code Factory Hemi GTX. Nice. I like it. Yeah, it really could use a pistol grip or a pool ball shifter, something. A lot of space there, and an automatic on the column just ain't doing it, but beautiful car. Back Super B, Roadrunner, Charger, Mustang, Mach 1 probably? Is this a Mach 1 or? Nope, Boss 351. Good stuff. This kind of stood out to me, this Rambler here. This is a really neat car. AMC Hearst Rambler. Okay, I didn't know about these. One of 1,500. Got a 390 V8. Did not know the Hearst Rambler was a thing. I like it. Got a little Hearst logo on the fender. Look at that interior. 4-speed T-handle shifter. This is a manly little car. Old school tachometer is very cool. Very retro. Look at a shot of the back. Nice.
22.5. Does that help?
For here we have a Back to the Future DeLorean.
Is the bid. 22.5.
Not the greatest of clones, but it's not too shabby. Second year cars I'm not too fond of. The first year cars are cool.
22 bid, you're gonna get 3. I have 22,000, you're gonna get 23,000, you're gonna get 2 bid, you're gonna get 3 bid, you're gonna get 3, you're gonna get 2, you're gonna get 3, you're gonna get 23. 23, 22.
And lastly, before we head out the doors, a Bugatti
Sure got a lot of safety wire on.
Type 37. Possibly an original car. Estimated to be doing 700,000 to 800,000. We'll see about that. Very primitive.
Yep, at that price, because look at every fact on safety wire. Every one of them.
Fiddler finalist. Nice. Detroit Autorama. Nice. This is cool. 81 DeLorean. 5-speed car. It's got 35 original miles on it. It's 113. Cars were in Saturday the 18th. Estimated to do $140,000. Isn't that amazing? What a cool car. Time capsule. It's right in California. Who cares? I like them, but you know, like 5 of them here already. Old Chevys. This old Dodge. An Edsel. Named after Henry Ford's son. '71 Plymouth Cuda. V-code 446 pack with a factory 4-speed. Nice. Looks blue in the camera for some reason. This car's actually plumb crazy. Look at these Corvettes. What a beautiful row of Corvettes. Now there's a car down here that's actually very interesting. I've been following it for a long time. I remember seeing it first at Carlisle right after it was done. This is the 4-door Barracuda. This car has got a 344 barrel under the hood. And it's not so much the drivetrain or the quality of the work that's done, it's the fact that they never made a 4-door Plymouth Barracuda. Somebody got their hands on a concept art and they went and made their own car out of it. Dave Walden. Yep, 2016. That's when I saw this at Carlisle. This car is immaculate. But Chrysler did consider doing a 4-door Barracuda. It was on the table. They were thinking about it. And it never happened. So this guy, Dave Walden, I believe he was the one that got a hold of some sketch art or some type of design plans for it. And he went ahead and he built one. This car is hand-built. This was not a chopped-up Cuda. It's not a chopped-up Coronet. This is a hand-built car. Everything was ordered and hand-bent and made for this vehicle. So nothing was sacrificed. This guy made it from scratch. Absolutely amazing. It looks kind of quirky, but I think it's neat. The only odd part of the car is the roof's a little weird, but it kind of needs that tallness to fit the back, where on a regular Cuda, you don't need as much room in the rear. But yeah, the quality of the work, absolutely amazing. Even almost 10 years later, this car looks just absolutely stunning. Quality of work is incredible. I hope this thing does 6 figures. It deserves it. I don't think the guy even had any motives for money when he built it. He just did it because he could. Here's something you don't see every day. 1957 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL. These are gull wings. These are amazing cars. They were very expensive. I can only imagine they've gotten more expensive over the years. Very, very unique vehicle. Very beautiful. Let's see. Estimated to do $1.8 to $2 million. No kidding. Look at that interior. Isn't that gorgeous? red leather. What an amazing car. Let's back up here and get a little bit of shot of the tail here. That is a nice car. Absolutely beautiful. I didn't even realize how nice this was, this Bonneville convertible. Wow. And then they got another Ford GT over there. Make your way around here. Let's get the front of this Bonneville. 1968 Shelby GT 500 KR convertible. They did not make a shaker in 72 or 3 or 4. They did not make a 446 pack in 72, 3 or 4. And this is a 1973. And I don't believe Panther Pink was available this year. Mercedes-Benz, a nice SLS AMG. I like those. I don't like those in silver. Those things only look good in white or black. And here we go, another Dodge Viper GTS Coupe. This is a 96. I believe this color may have only been available in 96. I could be wrong about that. 2,000 original miles. Let's see, do they have a reserve on this car? They are running this no reserve. What are these at these days? Let's see. 101 1/4. All right, that is up there. Despite it being 100 grand, I think those cars are actually undervalued. Surprised the GTS Coupe isn't more around 200 to 250. It's a great deal for what you're getting. This is a very nice Mercedes over here. Another Fuelie car over there. I don't know if that's a factory fuel injected car or not. Probably is if it's in here. And this is a very special car. This is a Lamborghini Mira. It's a 69. Very, very gorgeous cars. Estimated to $1.8 to $2 million. We will see. I'm not crazy about the blue interior, to be honest, but nonetheless. Made in Italy, Bertone body. These sit incredibly low to the ground. They're such cool cars, though. They've spiked in value in the recent years. I'm not sure what this is. This is a, let's see. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Right-hand drive. Judging by the look of that shifter, that might be the same transmission that you would have in a Tucker or a Cord. And this is a Delahaye Type 135 competition Sport Teardrop Coupe. Okay. All right. It's neat. Never heard of it. Another Auburn. This looks like a real Auburn. Let's see. Let's read about this guy. 32 Auburn. No price estimate on that. If it's a real Auburn, I don't know, maybe around 500, 600,000. Boat tail, very nice. Little Ferrari over here. Nice front engine Ferrari. 400 Super America Coupe. And another Mira, also with blue interior. oddly enough. And just to top it off, a 70 Superbird. Dino. Nice. Well, there's plenty to be seen at Mecum. And we didn't see it all, but we saw pretty much all the good stuff I could find. So stay tuned. Hopefully I can get another one of these videos in. Thanks, and subscribe.